To be honest, this community is not that bad, but not that good at the same time. It's like in between. Yeah, there's a lot of gang members outside. There's a lot of selling drug users around. You have people in the parks sleeping, basically homeless. As one of my friends I went to high school with before I went into the military, and he was outstanding. You would have never thought he was homeless. He and his mother was living in the streets until his mother got killed. And my friend was heartbroken. Like, it hurt me because I was raised with him. So actually my father helped him. He stood in my house until he got back on his feet. So after I took the class, like, I would take all my paperwork and I would show him what I would do for that day, because we're best friends. I would show him what we do for that day, and he was like, oh, wow. So it actually taught him something, and it got me happy that I actually helped somebody. So he would come, and when I opened my bank account, he opened his. So we did 2 and 2 together, right? So we both did it at the same time. Before the financial class, I didn't have anything saved up at all. I would just, once I got my money, just go spend it. I didn't care what it was. Now that I took the financial class, I'm a lot better. Now in the bank, I have close to $2,000 saved up since the class. And now he has a lot more money than me in his bank account than I do in mine. But you know what? It made me happy that I taught him something, and he's good to get off on his feet and start new life, start fresh.
And all of this, their financial literacy is not like at the forefront of their priorities. It's kind of like when you think about young people, they're not really thinking about how they spend their money.
I'm kind of like a shopaholic, so I have an issue keeping money in my pocket. Like, I can have 50 cents, but I'll need to spend it to feel good.
And then your friend's asking you for money, and then you get pressured for it. And then and the girl's looking at you, you're like, maybe I should give it to him. And then she's gonna be like, oh, he balling.
I didn't know anything about bank accounts, credit cards, credit.
And just really prepare us mentally for the financial world, which I thought was really important, which is why I joined, because we're in an economic crisis. So it's good to know where exactly you're putting your money and who you're giving your money to.
What's a financial institution? What are the ways that we can utilize these services and not get taken advantage of?
I barely knew anything about what was going on within the world of money.
So much of what happened during the financial crisis was that people were getting into loans and mortgages and homes and deals that they didn't understand.
And this is a time where you can go online and apply for a credit card, a high interest credit card.
We encourage them to get a job and get money and then become consumers. And there's not that step of consumer education in between those two pieces.
I wasn't thinking about it in my adolescence. I definitely wasn't even thinking about it when I was in college. It wasn't until after I graduated from college that I was like, oh, I have 7 credit cards? Like, oops, not such a great idea. So if they have the opportunity to learn about these things earlier, it can be very preventive in the long run. At least it's within their mind frame.
They're facing the challenges of the job market, which is hard for everybody right now, and teaching them of thinking long term, of really thinking about understanding the decisions that they make today, how they can affect them.
It's just wonderful because it gives them control over their own life.
I realized that if I keep spending all my money, I'm not going to have any control over how I spend it when I grow up. So I'm going to just end up broke and in the streets.
That's when it kind of just clicked, like, wow. Money is something that's very, very easy to mess up.
So we put 2 and 2 together, and we noticed that she would buy too much fast food. And I kind of related to it because that's what I used to do. I used to buy everything materialistic, just like her. Like, that was real interesting. So that's when I started realizing, I gotta start saving my money, gotta do this, gotta do that.
After the class was done, my perspective of handling money changed a lot.
I think a little bit more ahead about money.
And within a few months, I had like $300 saved. And when I had it saved, I was like, oh my God, this is the most I've ever saved. The old Chelsea would have been like, yeah, we're gonna party. But the new Chelsea was kind of like, you can save this for college. You can save this for when you have to pay off your college loan.
I find the students inspiring, honestly. I come in and sometimes provide them with a different perspective. They're not always used to people wearing suits or someone that close who work on Wall Street. And it's saying, hey, you can do this too, one, but also that same knowledge that I have, you're entitled to have that as well.
Since they're also adults, they've actually had experience with it too, so it's kind of like it sets a good learning environment for us.
And I love the fact that they were just volunteering their time. It was like incredible. They're just fantastic. I love them.
And I definitely enjoyed my experience. I will sign up again. I can sign up right now, actually. And I want to continue to do this because I feel as though I'm making my mark on the world.
Well, this class did change me, actually. See, without getting that class, I would have never learned how to save my money. And that actually helps right now, because I finally get to go see my mother. I have my mother in Florida, my little sister, and I'm planning on go see them. Yeah, and I'm actually excited because I haven't seen my mother since I was about 7.
And I always thought that to change the world, you have to do something magnificent, something large, something grand. And you can change the world by changing just one person and impacting one person.